Good morning, everybody. Hello, parents. How are you? My name is Preeti K Freitas, and I'm a life coach. I give parental counselings, and I'm a child behaviorist too. Now, these days, most of the schools have gone online. They've become digital, and there are challenges majorly faced by the parents, by students, and also by the educationists, the teachers. So I have been counseling, and I have been talking to parents and the students as well. And as I have been working for a long time, since a long time now, in the education industry. I know how and what teachers go through. So now today I have come here to bring light to one of the areas, behavioral areas of a child, when the child is attending his school and his creative sessions online. So like abacus and tuitions on musical classes, art and craft, and many more. All these are online these days. So now what happens is I also take sessions online. And in most of my sessions, I feel and I see, not feel, I see actually that when I start a session, my old students' parents have understood, but the new students, what happens is the parent clings on to the child and sits in front of the child, always telling the child, okay, take this pencil, take blue color, take red color, now take do it like this, see how Preeti ma'am is doing, do it like this, no, you have not done well, see, no, the shape is not good. Now how many of you think that the child will absorb in this kind of an environment, right? Even in the school, when they are seeing the blackboard or the whiteboard, or maybe the green board, they see and they perform. They see, they write, they think, they absorb on their own, their mental ability. Yes, of course, some are very brilliant, some are not so brilliant, some are below average. But this is how they are, right? So they perform according to their own capabilities, right? But here what happens when the mother is after the child, do this, do it like this, do it like that. The child gets irritated badly, and because he is in the session, he cannot say anything. Some of my small children start hitting the mother, which is another area of concern, which I'm not going to talk about right now. But it shows that they are not comfortable with the parents around. So their focus shifts from the cognitive side of the program to, it shifts to a disturbed side. It gets very vulnerable for them. The focus shifts, and they become very nervous also in front of the parents. Sometimes what happens is the parents during the daytime, when they sit with the child to teach them, they have a very different style. All parents do not teach the children the way it should be. Some start hitting, some start shouting, some start getting irritated. So that's not what we're talking about. So the child, when the parent is in the session sitting next to the child continuously at the back of the mind is thinking that, okay, my mother is going to shout now, my mother is going to correct me in front of children are very impressed by the teachers. So they have this impression on their mind that my teacher will get very upset, or my impression on my teacher will spoil. So don't sit with your parents. Now, I don't say that don't guide them, don't be there. Be there. Huh? Be there, but out of their sight, so that whenever they need any assistance, you're there for them. Whenever the internet connection goes down, or the call is dropped out, or something happens where they get stuck, so you're there behind. You come immediately in the foreground and help the child do whatever is missing there. But when the child is learning, stay behind at the backdrop, behind back scene. Yeah. Do not take the foreground. Do not come in front of the camera often when the child is learning. Now, what happens when you leave the child alone? The grasping power improves. His interest develops. He becomes independent also, which is what is coming to my mind right now. Is so many parents come to me stating that, ma'am, he is in 7th standard, he is in 9th standard, 10th standard, and he always wants us to teach him. So where is the fault? The fault is right from this young age, when they are 4, when they are 5, when they are learning to get. That's the best time to teach them to be on their own. Of course, that is a different style of you need to learn how to tell them, how to train them to learn on their own. That's a different story. So just stay behind. Don't fidget or mingle with their work. Let them perform. If you feel the child is not copying properly, then I will say, okay, come ahead and help him copy, but don't talk. Don't depress the child. Don't discourage the child. Don't insult the child in front of the entire class or the teacher also. Let them be. Let them, if they are in one of my sessions, the children are like 3.5 or very close to 4. So I tell the parents, be there, be behind, let the child be free. If he is not performing, don't think that I have written a standing line on the screen and the child is not writing. It's okay. The child may not write, but the child is continuously absorbing and learning. For us, for elders, we feel that the child has learned only when he or she shows it on the paper. That is the proof for us, no? That the child has learned. Okay, I've told him to make a standing line. I've told him to make a butterfly. He is making, so he's learned. But sometimes there could be n number of reasons why he is not ready to put it on paper. Probably mood, probably he's not learned it well, probably he doesn't want to do it. Probably he feels that whatever he has learned is not that way. He wants to portray it in a different way. That's also a very good point, where the parents want that the child should write exactly the same way. No, if the child makes a tree and says this is an elephant, understand that this is an elephant for some time. Let him learn to expression. Very important. So, from now, when the child is there in front of the camera, you be behind the child, helping the child, not making him do. Let him do. If you're so keen that he should not miss on anything, then you keep a record, you keep a notebook, so that later on you can help the child. But at that moment when the child is learning in the session, don't disturb the child. Yeah, I hope this will help you a little bit to understand the child's psychology, how the child should be made independent. dependent on themselves. For at least right now, we are talking about studies. For studies. Thank you once again. Do subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you have some comments